Shri Guru Charana Kamalebhyo Namaha. Today, fourth canto ends here. The essence of fourth canto is Manu Maharaj desired to fill the earth with his progeny and forward the dynasty following the orders of Lord Brahma. Manu Maharaj had begotten from his wife Satarupa 3 daughters, Devhuti, Akuti and Prasuti, and 2 sons, Priyabrata and Uttanapad. We have discussed in third canto about the marriage of Devahuti with Kardama Prajapati, who produced 9 daughters and 1 son, Kapila Dev. 9 daughters were married to 9 sages, and that ended the third canto. In this fourth canto, Akuti and Prasuti and Uttanapad, 3 are discussed. Akuti was married to Ruchi Prajapati, one of the 7 sages, with the condition of Putrika Dharma, means when the first son is born to her, the daughter's parents adopt him. And Ruchi Prajapati and Akuti produced 2 children, daughter and the son. But the condition was to have the son. Their names were given. The male son's name was Yajna, and the girl's name was Dakshina, remuneration. Yajna is the Lord. Prasuti was married to Daksha Prajapati, who was expert in producing children, therefore he almost filled the earth with his children. In the dynasty of Manu Maharaj, there are many incarnations appeared, and main ones was Yajna, Dattatreya and Kapila Dev. Once Daksha Prajapati housed a yajna to insult Lord Shiva. He actually insulted verbally Lord Shiva in front of everyone in an assembly in heaven. And thus, due to offending a Vaishnava, he received a goat's head. His head was severed, and goat's head as a punishment. One should be very careful offending a pure devotee. Lord Shiva is a pure devotee. Vaishnavanam yatha sambhu. The chief of all pure devotees is Lord Shiva. And Daksha Prajapati offended him, committed offenses against him. Therefore, as a punishment, he got a goat's head. Goat people eat, I heard. I have not seen, but I heard. That represents ego. Goat represents ego. I, me, my mind. I am the boss. I am superior to you. Dakya was not humble. He was not ordinary too. He was a progenitor. He's not ordinary. Lord Brahma selected him, elected him to be the chief of all the progenitors. Because he was attached to performing karmakanda, ritualistic ceremonies, his heart became very hard. Rituals make one's heart become hard. Meat eating, non-vegetarians, their heart becomes very hard. They have no feelings for others. Even if they become devotees, it's very difficult to bring the soft heart back. Because even while in devotional life, the previously eaten meat keeps the heart become hard, therefore they have no feelings for other devotees. One has to be humble and wait for time to let the heart become soft through practice of continuous Krishna consciousness. Vaishnavera kriya mudra vigyena bujha, even if one is a learned, cannot understand how real devotee, a true advanced devotee functions and how he looks. By external look of a pure devotee or by the way he functions and acts. Even learned cannot understand that. Therefore, one should be very careful committing offense against a Vaishnava. Real Vaishnava is he who practices spiritual life from his birth, has no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling from his birth. Such a devotee, such a person initiated by a spiritual master who is authorized by Vedic scriptures as a Vaishnava, such a devotee is pure devotee. One should be very careful while associating with such a devotee from making offenses. Lord Shiva is the chief of all pure Vaishnavas. Nobody should make enmity towards a pure Vaishnava. A pure Vaishnava has no enmity towards anyone. He is ajata satru. He is born having no one as his enemy. He don't feel towards anybody else as his enemies. That's what it means, ajata satru. He don't keep any grudges against anyone. But people who are like Dakya, they are just practicing spiritual life, just making a show. They are like Karmakanda followers. Karmakanda externally looks devotional, as we have discussed few lectures before. But it is not so. Until one practices devotional service continuously for a long period of time, one's heart becomes soft, then real devotional service begins for that devotee. Karmakanda and riches, academical education, physical power, good name, reputation, high class birth makes one become blind. Prabhuta pahi kahi madanain. Who is that person after receiving prowess, riches, wealth, position, high education, don't become puffed up? Is a mark of exclamation or a question mark. No one. Very difficult to find a humble person in that prowess. The Supreme Lord always protects his devotee all the time. There is There's no time when Lord is not with his pure devotee. A devotee may not become offended by hearing or feeling the offenses against him, may tolerate them. But the Supreme Lord, who is with him always, do not tolerate. One has to be very careful. Offending a devotee means experiencing consequences sooner or later. Tribhirvarse, tribhirmase, tribhirpakshe, tribhirdine. Either it be within 3 days or 3 fortnights or 3 months or 3 years, one has to go through the consequences of offending a devotee. The Supreme Lord never forgets offender of a Vaishnava, surely extends his punishment to the offender. One should not even joke with a pure devotee, taunt a pure devotee. Due to verbally offending Lord Shiva, a devotee, great devotee, Daksha Prajapati lost his head. Remember that. Due to laughing, taunting laugh, external laugh, insulting laugh, Pusa lost his teeth because he laughed, teasing Lord Shiva. One should not tease a devotee. Offending Vaishnava means experiencing peacelessness. Peaceless environment comes when a devotee is offended. Even if the criticism of a devotee is real, truth, still he should not be criticized, should not be taught against the devotee, because externally seen those acts to be real, or that he has actually done it. You have seen it, still you cannot talk against a Vaishnava. Because criticizer of a devotee surely receives punishment. Hearsay criticizing or seen with his own eyes, you cannot criticize devotee. The offense is unmitigatable. Look, Daksha Prajapati had told the truth. And it is still today, it is truth. Lord Shiva lives in crematoriums where dead bodies are burnt. Lord Shiva puts the ashes from dead bodies all over his body. It is true. Lord Shiva has snakes around his neck as a garland. It is true. Lord Shiva has a garland of skulls on his neck. Skulls. The head of dead bodies, skulls on his neck. Is it true? What kind of lie Daksha Prajapati told? He's also only told 100% truth. Still, he had to get his head cut off, punishment, because devotee cannot be criticized. It's not possible Lord Kṛṣṇa cannot tolerate criticism of his pure devotee. No matter how truth one speaks, he has to get punishment. Once in Bombay, I was in Bombay, I think 1996. One of my followers told me that my guru is better than your guru. He is telling me, he's an engineer, computer engineer. He's telling me his guru is better than my guru. You Swāmīji, namaste. My guru is better than your guru. I said, oh. Because he's my follower, so I want to know. So I said, why you say that? Swāmīji, your guru is Bengali and my guru is Brajavasi. That's why I say that. It is 100% truth. My guru is a Bengali. It is 100% truth. His guru is Brajavasi. Sure, guarantee. What is the offense? Where is there offense? External truth. If it results a criticism to a devotee, that brings punishment. Sure. I have not seen his face since 1996, even though I lost millions and millions because they give me charity. When I go there, I collect funds. I have not gone to Bombay. Just imagine. My disciple here in America, I'm in America here, my disciple, my own secretary, American, white man, devotee, he loved me, I think the maximum, very much love he had for me. He told me, if there is anybody in this world I trust is you, Swāmīji. We don't believe in this process what you preach. Kṛṣṇa consciousness, none of us believe. Anybody born in America, they don't believe in this process, Swāmīji. But because of you, I believe. Oh, Swāmīji, I do not know who God is. I don't know how to serve Him. I've never seen Him. I only know that when I die, God will know that I served you, he said. One day, this Nanda Kumar told me, we are taking prasadam. Swāmīji, your guru did not teach you anything. You already came learned to him. You already came to him very learned, which is true. 100% truth. Where is the lie? I came to my guru, 30,000 slokas inside me. I came to my guru, sure, 100% truth. But it resulted as a criticism to my guru that my guru did not teach me anything. That is a criticism. So I said to him, I am foreigner in America. I told him in his house that I will put my foot on your neck and pull out your tongue. Physically it's not possible because he is very, very strong. Anybody who has eaten meat, they are very strong physically. We have never even believed that a human being could eat meat. I was born in that family. In that tradition I grew up. Never believed that a human being can eat meat. All the scriptures say demons eat meat. That I have seen. Men never went out of Vrindavan unless I joined ISKCON. So, at least verbally I should try to defend my guru's dignity. So what happened? Even though the Prajapati spoke truth, his head was cut off. His head got goat's head. See. Vaishnava should not be thought against, should not be spoken against, should not be acted against to punish him in any way. There was one demigod sitting in a fire sacrifice named Bhagadevata. He scanted at Lord Shiva while Daksha Prajapati was cursing him or telling him of offensive words. He encouraged Daksha. So he lost his eyes, he became blind. Bhrigu Maharaj, Bhrigu, one of the 7 sons of Lord Brahma, he showed his mustache and beard. Means, look, my disciple is so great, he can talk like this. Showed his ego, power. I am the son of Lord Brahma. His beard and mustache were removed. cannot even think against the devotee. That's what is the essence of this fourth canto. Insulting Lord Shiva indirectly, not inviting him in the fire sacrifice to participate. When you do fire sacrifice, three great demigods are first invited. That is Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. They are presiding deity in the fire sacrifice. So, Lord of Shiva was not given a space to take his portion of fire sacrifice. He was not even invited. That means indirectly insulting him. So, indirect insult brought chaos in the fire sacrifice. Indirect. That was totally indirect. Lord Shiva did not even know that there is a fire sacrifice housed by his father-in-law, his wife's father. He did not know. He was not invited. But to insult him, because he will automatically know when fire sacrifice is going on, all the demigods are invited. He will know later on. Chaos was created. His own lovely daughter, Sati, the youngest daughter of him, youngest child is loved by parents maximum in Vedic tradition. So, she killed herself because offenses against the spiritual master should not be tolerated. Anywhere it goes on, one should close his or her ears. Where there is a criticism about your guru, the true or not, you should close your ears and stand up and walk away. That is the law. Or sacrifice yourself. So in Kali Yuga, it's very difficult to sacrifice yourself. Plus, killing yourself, it brings no liberation. Committing suicide is not allowed in the scriptures. So, that chaos took place. Imagine. In fourth canto, also proves that Lord Shiva is not God. It's proven here, practically proven. Lord Shiva is not God. He is a pure devotee and leader of all the pure devotees. But he is not God. He should not be worshipped as God. Why? Because it was cursed by Bhrigu Muni. All the followers of Lord Shiva were cursed. But Krishna's followers are never cursed by anyone in any time. There is no curse. See, Krishna is God. And Lord Shiva is the grandson of that Krishna. So, because Lord Shiva is a pure devotee, he becomes offended if somebody calls him God, because his God is Krishna. And you're supposed to call Krishna as God, not him as a God. So, Lord Shiva becomes offended for calling him as a God, and Krishna becomes offended because he or she is calling somebody else as God and not him. Like that. So, we as devotees, we worship Lord Shiva once in a year. That is Sivaratri day. On that day, Lord Shiva killed Tripurasura. He became Tripurari on that day. At night time, he killed that Tripurasura. We will discuss later on. It will come here in our discussion. Maybe 100, 150 lectures later, he will come. This discussion will come about Lord Shiva, so I don't want to talk here. It can talk a lot of time. So we fast on that day, thinking Lord Shiva to be a greatest devotee, a pure devotee of Lord, for his blessings. Jahara prasade bhaaye bhavatariyayai Kṛṣṇa prapti hoy jaha hoiti Kṛṣṇa prapti hoy jaha hoiti. by mercy of a pure devotee. Guru is merciful and a pure devotee. Less than pure devotee cannot function as Guru. So Lord Shiva is a pure devotee. We are fasting for him and we do little worship on that day, thinking him to be a pure devotee, not God. So we can get his blessings. One should go, pay obeisances to Lord Shiva and tell him, "Oh Lord Shiva, you are a pure devotee of Lord Kṛṣṇa. On the path of your devotion, there is no obstacles in my path of devotional life. There are many obstacles. Please help me." What is the difficulty? He killed Tripurasura. That's why we worship him on that day. Lord blessed for killing this Tripurasura. He blessed Lord Shiva. Anybody who fasts for you on this day will receive my blessings. That's why we do it. Those who don't do it, they are not right. They are not correct. Thinking Lord Shiva to be God is also offense, because it offends him, it displeases him. One who thinks Lord Shiva to be God, you get two different kind of punishments. Punishment from Lord Shiva, punishment from Kṛṣṇa. Thus, their liberation is jeopardized. Worshipper of Lord Shiva is condemned by Bhrigu Maharaj, Bhrigu Deva. And they are usually punished for not receiving liberation, by not rewarding liberation. Hanti sarvani shreyansi punso mahad atikramaha. Niti Shastra says that those who think inferior to be superior, superior to be inferior, they get punishment. Their ultimate destination is removed, jeopardized. The Supreme Lord himself says in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, "Aham brahma cha sarvasya jagatak karanam param atyeswara apadrashta cha swayam drug avisheshana." The cause of this world creation is Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. And he is the cause of them, Kṛṣṇa. So he is the worshipable Lord even to the demigods. What to speak of human beings? He is the super soul of everyone, who witnesses everything of them. He is the supreme controller. He controls everyone, including Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, and Lord Vishnu. Lord Brahma himself says that. Ishvaraha Parama Kṛṣṇa Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Adi Govinda Sarvakarano Karanaha. Lord Kṛṣṇa is the supreme controller of all of them. Paramaha Ishvaraha Kṛṣṇa. We don't say Parameshwara. Parameshwara we say name. Ishvara Parama Kṛṣṇa. Very, very great. Asamurtha it is called. He is called Asamurtha. Nobody is equal or greater than him. Mattaha parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. Bhagavad Gita. This is the real truth, that Kṛṣṇa is the supreme controller. And this can only be understood when one performs devotional service continuously. In due course of time, their heart becomes purified. And pure heart is understood. In this fourth canto, austerity is also explained. That is, Dhruva Maharaj performed austerity. in this fourth canto, it is explained that the spiritual master must be a Vaishnava and a pure devotee. One must accept spiritual master to receive spiritual success in life. It also explains that human life is given to us to perform devotional service, and the goal of performing devotional service should be to please God, Lord Kṛṣṇa. And devotional service must should be performed under the guidance of a pure devotee, the spiritual master. And the spiritual master can only be he, not she. These are essence of the fourth canto. Also, it explains that while performing devotional service, one should not desire anything material. While doing devotional service under the guidance of a pure devotee to please Lord Sri Kṛṣṇa, should not have. If it includes material desire, later on repentance will come. Just like Dhruva Maharaj repented, regretted. Oh, what I asked. I reached the richest man, asked for some ashes from us. Like that. Also, fourth canto explains that Lord, the Supreme Lord, comes himself and shows face to face. You can see Lord, as Dhruva saw, also touches his devotee. Always say, Bhakton ke saath rahu. Bhagavan, the Supreme Lord, says that he always remains with his devotee like a shadow of a devotee. Just imagine how great a devotee is. One has to be real devotee. Not only that, devotee receives liberation and also his parents receive liberation. Generations receive it. We will talk later on. It will come. After maybe 100 lectures. It will come. 50 lectures maybe. That Dhruva Maharaj's mother, Suniti, went with him back to Godhead. It also explains that after having a son, grown-up son, one should leave his house, his wife with the son, and go and perform austerity, live in the forest, perform austerities, eat roots and beets. But in Kali Yuga, we suggest that you live in the ashram and perform some devotional service there. One should not think, after leaving the family, should not think and meditate about family, how they are doing. Not necessary, no connections should be there. And the householder should give 50% of their earning to propagate devotional life. We suggest 15%, 1-5. Even then, the Kali Yuga is so intense, has become like this. People feel pained to give 15%. They will give many excuses, or they will spend the 15% in different ways instead of giving. So management can spend it right. 50% supposed to be. Otherwise you become Gruheshu Gruhamedhinam, you become a Gruhamedhi, bad householder. If you don't give your share meant for Lord Kṛṣṇa. We say 15%, not 50%, because they may have a heart attack if I say that. Sometimes devotees obtain a irreligious demoniac son, like Anga Maharaj received a Bena. One should not become disturbed by that. Sometime may disturb, but in the course of time should not be disturbed, but relinquish everything and go back to perform tapasya, austerities, as Anga Maharaj did. Like that. One should not stay in the house and regret and lament, feel sorrow having a son who is not Krishna conscious, who is against scriptures, against Brahmins, against devotional life. No. If such a son comes, no problem. Maybe regret a little bit what kind of luck, bad luck I get. I have what bad karma I did. I got such kind of children who are not devotees and all that. But separate, immediately go and never think back. As those who leave, they never return like that. Those who are wise and intelligent, they take only better life. Their spiritual life is the better life than the material life. They take real life, that is chanting of the holy name, japa, studying Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, keeping in the hand, touching Bhāgavatam. Every day, I recite chapters of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Sanskrit slokas. Every day, I worship Bhāgavatam, do arti to Bhāgavatam, pay obeisances to Bhāgavatam. Every single day, unless I'm in the plane or in the train. Besides that, or I'm driving somewhere, I have to go from here. Florida is overnight, 24 hours, 20 hours it takes for me to drive. I cannot read Bhagavatam and drive. That is not possible. Always follow the authorities, spiritual authorities. There are 12 Mahajanas. We must follow the sages and saintly people. Remember, Guru is also authority, but is not the authority. Authority is Lord Kṛṣṇa and the Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva and the 4 Kumaras, then Narada Muni and then 12 Mahajanas. These are authority, the authorities. If I say this guy is a Guru, no. I may like him, that's why I may have said it, oh, he's a pure devotee, but you must follow scriptural rules like that. One should not function as a devotee as he or she likes. No, as a guru likes. You must do that way. Whatever guru likes, that you must do without argument. Gurur agyam avicāreniyam. Whatever Guru ordered, you must not contemplate on the order, add a word or deduct a word. You must do as he says. Then success is sure. Goal of human life is to receive liberation, and that will happen to an obedient disciple, like that. One should not become lost in family life, enjoying wife, having children, and worldly pleasures. One should not be lost in it. If you get entangled in it, you will forget Lord Kṛṣṇa, and there will be a problem. Just like King Prachina Barhi, he got lost performing karma kanda and family life and husband, wife, and children, and ruling kingdom and all that. He got lost, and Narada Muni came and gave him allegorical charitra, narration of Puranjana, that how miserable one becomes in a family life. You are lost, you forget Lord Kṛṣṇa. Actually, this devotee of Supreme Lord is merciful. He goes to the people without being invited also. Without being invited. Goes and preaches and directs and talks. And also sees what kind of listeners he has or she has, and talk. Sometimes we have to talk allegorically. Just Narada Muni talked to Prachina Barhi because he thought that Prachina Barhi will not understand if I tell him directly that you are no good. So gave a Puranjana Charitra to him. After he understood, then told him, you are the Puranjana actually. When person becomes a devotee, somewhat chants Hare Krishna, reads a little bit and understands Krishna is God, then Guru talks directly. Here it is, this is the way to do things. Karmakanda externally looks like spiritual, very good arrangement, but it's not, because it encourages one to do further sinning, even though it destroys the sins. Karma Kanda do not order or suggest that you do not sin anymore. I kill you all over your sins, but now don't sin anymore. That don't say. That's why Karma Kanda is called ritual, ritualistic ceremony, not a devotional service. Devotional service, all your sins are destroyed and will tell you that don't sin anymore, like that. One must relinquish their family life when son is grown up. Son is able to take care of the business, give it to him, and don't stay at home. If you stay, you are losing your liberation, like that. Chanting the holy name of the Lord, doing devotional service, staying under the guidance of spiritual master, and never stopping until the last breath. Then liberation is guaranteed. This is the essence of fourth canto. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Bhagavan ki jai. Thank you very much.